retail investors, which gives, again, the people the opportunity to put their own money into this. And we know that the sheeple will. To make this even clear for anyone out there, right? You look at the stock market, you look at companies, the common person goes, well, I should invest in this company. It's not going to go out of business. It's a good, strong company, right? Even though we've all seen companies that we would never have thought would have been out of business. Look back at the 80s and 90s. You never would have thought Kmart would have went out of business and that Walmart would be the new place for everything. In fact, even groceries now, people would have said, nah, Kmart would stick around, or other places like Bradley's or Caldor. There was a dime a dozen, those types of stores. But now, of course, we know the government has monopolized it. But think about that, right? Companies that make actual money where you'd say, well, I'll invest in this company because they make a ton of money, right? Well, SpaceX is going to start trading at $135 a share, which by the end of the day of today, the 12th of me just recording this video, it could be up to $500 a share. It could be at $300 a share, but it's opening at $135. And to put that in perspective, Walmart trades at $120 a share. Now, I hate Walmart. I'm sure most of you do. But if you think in terms of business, you would think you would invest your money in something like Walmart versus SpaceX, because SpaceX is based on the concept of space travel, which is proven does not exist. Okay? They can't get through the firmament. Any Christian who believes they can, reread your Bible. Anybody with common sense, whether you're Christian or not, haven't you seen enough evidence by now to know that they can't get to space? You don't even have to have a belief in the Bible or structural belief in Christianity. All you have to do is use your own eyes. They claim to have gone to the moon. It's been debunked. The video footage proves itself. The comments from guys like Buzz Aldrin that I've covered over the years, where they admit to not going to the moon. They admit that they filmed and staged that his voice was the only thing that was real, that the video itself was fake. They've done it over and over and over. And since then have never tried to go back and show you video proof, because they know you'll be able to debunk it in this day and age. They do little, propaganda pieces like what we saw at Blue Origin, putting Katy Perry up into space, but they're showing you the monarch butterfly, all things I've broken down, which are available on the website at callfornuprising.com, where they land and then they try to open the door, right? And then they accidentally do open the door, which proves it was never sealed shut before Jeff Bezos, a DARPA puppet, was able to even pretend to open it. Or the one we just saw, right, that I covered, where they pretended to go back into space, but they weren't going to go on the moon. They were just going to get the closest to the moon anyone's ever gotten without walking on the moon. Huh? And everybody goes, oh, yeah, that's real. Oh, yeah. And then you see the footage and you go, whoa, this looks really fake. And then the stories that come out are about poopy in space. Oh, their toilets malfunction and all this other dumbed down stuff to get people just talking on a dumbed down level, which, again, that's what most of these sheeple are. They're living in a dumbed down reality, a fake, fictitious one. And that's exactly why a company like SpaceX would be valued higher, worth more than a company like Walmart or many other companies. It is set at $1.77 trillion. And I use Walmart as an example because you look at the stock market and you look at revenue, what companies make, right? You'd say, well, Walmart's got to make a lot of money, right? They sell all this stuff. The place is always mobbed. They're making money, right? What in the world and how in the world does SpaceX make money? Huh? It's a rocket that goes up and then lands in the ocean. They haven't gone to Mars. They haven't gone to space. They haven't done anything. But of course, this is all part of the illusion. So let's start with this, because the reality of what's happening with SpaceX isn't necessarily about spacecraft and manufacturing and launching into space, but that's what the majority of these sheeple believe, and they want to put their money into it. It's the equivalent of saying, hey, I just read this book about Santa Claus, and he has a workshop up in the North Pole. Wow. And then thinking it's real, and then saying, is there a way that I can invest my money into Santa's workshop? Let me put my $10,000 that I've saved up throughout my entire life into Santa's workshop. Someone would slap you in the face and go, are you retarded? Are you okay? It's not real. And you go, oh, wait, what? They probably put you in a home for a while or for the rest of your life if you believed it, right? Or just snap you out of it by telling you, hey, that book is fake. Santa's fake. And you go, oh, it's fake. I didn't know it's fake. Okay, it's fake. Well, space. Faker probably than Santa Claus, which of course we know is just Santa Claus is really Nimrod. And we don't need to go into that discussion about the origins of Santa Claus and Christmas, aka Saturnalia. So when you look at what SpaceX claiming that they're doing, we're taking you to Mars. They're going to be launching, deep space travel, affordable deep space. That's how deep this illusion is. Convincing you, hey, SpaceX is going to make affordable travel. So we're not even talking about, oh, can we go to Mars? Can we go to the moon? They're talking about you flying to these places, and people are like, I want to invest in that. Eventually, we're going to be on the moon because they've repeated it to you over and over again. They've shown you fake photos of Mars and other things that they tell you that NASA's doing, and people go, we could do it one day. Elon Musk says we can. Look, he's made robots, and he's made giant retarded gay-mobiles that they call Tesla, these Tesla trucks, cyber trucks that people drive around. So these people are investing their money. It's the highest traded IPO. It's coming in with the largest valuation of any company ever for something that's not even real. Does that not summarize the United States of America? And again, we could go and look at NASA, right? Because part of this, when you look at SpaceX, NASA, the government partnerships with SpaceX, NASA, of course, in Hebrew means to deceive, the church of NASA, the religion of science. You'll learn all about their gods, right? Saturn, Uranus, gravity,